This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so very warm welcome to this SCCM online training session. Uh, SCCM stands for System Center Configuration Manager. Okay, now first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kashif. I am from India. I have more than 13 years of practical IT experience. Okay, I have trained more than 13,000 students globally. Uh, So I did my graduation from Mumbai University, and later on I started working as system administrator. So I worked on SCCM level 1 team, level 2, level 3, and now I work as SCCM architect. So wherein my primary roles and responsibility is to implement SCCM in companies. Okay, so I have done
Okay.
implementation in many companies, and in terms of my expertise, I have expertise on SCCM, Intune, Active Directory, application packaging, Azure, PowerShell,
Uh-huh.
and these are my blog address, website, blog, and email address. So apart from the implementation project work, I am involved in the training. So I trained, I do training on online platform, classroom, corporate training, wherein I have trained more than 13,000. So it is now 16,000 students globally. So that is my that is about me. Let me take you to the next slide, which talks about the duration. So now, since we are not uh, sure whether we are gonna do weekdays or weekends, so here are the timings. Okay. Uh, for weekdays, we have 4 weeks training. Okay, 28 days. So Monday to Friday daily, we will do 1.5 hour session. So for example, for you, 6 a.m. to 7:30 or 7:15. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. So morning UK time. Okay. We can do this weekdays one. If you are going for weekend, then 6 weekends, 1.5 months, right? And 2.5 hours uh, session on Saturday, right? And 2.5 hour session on Sunday. Okay, that is how the weekend timing is defined. Now we will discuss about SCCM historical details. Now SCCM is not SCCM now. It is changed from SCCM to MECM. Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. As you see, MECM, Microsoft Endpoint
Okay.
Configuration Manager. So when it was started in 1994 as SMS 1.0. SMS is what? System Management Server. Initially, the name of this tool was SMS, System Management Server. So SMS 1.0, then SMS 2.0, then SMS 2003, then Microsoft changed the name from SMS to SCCM in 2007, System Center Configuration Manager. So SCCM 2007, 2012, SCCM 15, 11, then SCCM released 3 times in 2016. So February, June, and October. So year and month. You see, 1602 means what? February. 1606 is
February.
June.
Yeah.
10
And
is
then
October.
October. Yeah.
So 2016. These are 3 versions released in the year 2017, right? These
Mhm.
3 versions released in the year 2018. These 3 versions
And these
released
in
in the year
2019.
2019. But in 19, they changed the name again from SCCM to MECM, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. The new name of SCCM is Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. Understood?
Yep.
That's the new name, MECM, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. So that is done when? Last 2019, okay, October. And then in the year 2020, they released 3 versions, okay? MECM, which one? 2010. Understood?
Yep.
3 versions released in the year 2020. MECM 2002, MECM 2006, MECM 2010. Okay, so currently MECM 2010 is the latest and greatest version of SCCM. MECM 2010. Understood?
Yep.
MECM 2010 is the latest and greatest version of SCCM. So that is released when? Last year, October. Understood? So if you calculate the number of years from 1994 to 2020, more than 25 years. You see, more than 25 years this product is there in the market. It's a matured product, right? It's not like this product was released a few years back.
Yeah.
So this is the that's the advantage, right? Because it's a matured product and thousands of companies have implemented this in their um, to manage their enterprise devices, and millions of devices are being managed by this one. Okay, so that is the historical details of MECM. So first name was SMS, then SCCM, then MECM. Got it?
Yep.
Now, opportunities. Why well, you are learning SCCM? Because you would like to get opportunities in SCCM, and then you would like to move your profile into that one, right?
That's
So,
correct.
so SCCM has a good opportunity. Why? Because it's a evergreen product. It is there for the past 25 years. That is the first advantage. Second advantage is it's the third large. It is the third largest selling product of Microsoft. First, Microsoft is selling what? Operating system. Microsoft sells operating system first, like Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows Server operating system. Then Microsoft is selling Office, Office 365 and all, right? Then Microsoft is selling SCCM, the third largest selling product of Microsoft. Got it?
Uh-huh.
So if the tool is being sold, uh, you know, uh, like this, then you have good opportunities as well, right? People, SCCM cannot work everything on its own. They need administrator, so they need SCCM administrator to work on. So people are earning somewhere around $45 per hour as per the statistic, those who are working in SCCM administration profile. And people, SCCM holds 43% of market share. 43% of market share means what? Almost all big size companies and medium size companies have SCCM. You may not find SCCM in small size companies. I don't know about your company, but um, big size and medium size, almost everywhere you will find SCCM.
Uh-huh.
So that's good news, right? Because if it is being utilized in everywhere, so we will have more opportunities, right? So people who are working in SCCM profile, they can expect a salary of $45 per hour, average salary. This is not fixed salary, this is average. You might be getting more than this or less than that. Okay. Now, for you to find out SCCM related opportunities is to go to Indeed or Dice portal. These are leading job portals. I don't know about UK. I think Indeed is there in UK too, right?
Yeah, there is. Usually here it's like JobServe and
Okay.
CW jobs.
Okay. So whatever the leading job portals are there, you have to apply. You have to keep your resume there so that you get highlighted as and when somebody is searching for SCCM administrator. Okay. So it is good opportunity in the market as you can earn 45 US dollar as per the statistic. So start uploading your resume on those websites. Now SCCM has three sites: central, primary, and secondary. So we will see what is central and secondary and primary from next session onwards. But for now, I will just give you one information that central is optional site. This one is mandatory site, the primary site, and this is also optional site. Okay. So in wherever you go, you will have a primary site.
Okay.
Primary is like mandatory. You must have primary site. Okay. Central and secondary, they are on conditional basis. If the condition is there, then only we install central, otherwise we don't install. Similarly, if the condition is there, then we install secondary, otherwise we don't install secondary. Okay. But primary has to be there. Now, so we have three, suppose you are working as a SCCM architect. Let's assume that you are a SCCM architect. You have to implement SCCM in companies. So there are three types of architecture you design. Either you design the small size company architecture, or you design the medium size company architecture, or you design the big size organization company architecture. So this is for a small size. In a small size company, you just install one primary site, that's it. So one primary site, and that primary site will be managing all the devices in that location. Okay. If you are you have to implement SCCM in medium sized companies. For example, this one is medium sized company. Then how will you design SCCM? You will have to put the SCCM in the headquarter, the primary site, and in the branch office, you will install secondary site server. Secondary will report to primary like this. Okay.
So head office and branch.
Yeah.
Office.
The head office will have primary and branch office will have secondary. Something like this.
Okay.
And if you are given a chance to design for big size organization wherein you have more than 100,000 devices or 200,000 devices like HCL or IBM or Deloitte, Accenture. So one primary site is not sufficient. One primary site is not enough for big size organization. So you will have multiple primary sites. So primary 1 for America, primary 2 for Europe, primary 3 for Asia Pacific. Okay, and all these primary will report to central like this. Okay.
One question, if possible.
Mm,
In terms of the small and medium, what size
less than
yeah.
less, less than 100,000 devices.
Okay. So up to less than.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's both of them, yeah? Small and medium.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
Give me 1 minute.
And then this one is obviously large, is 100,000 plus upwards.
Yes. So secondary will be there like this. Okay. So you will have central plus primary plus secondary for big size organization. For medium size organization, you will have primary plus secondary. Okay. And for a small size company, you just have one primary. Okay. We'll see how to do all these things later on. There are another diagram. For example, you have the one company merging with another company. Let's say this is your company called Yahoo. Okay, and Yahoo is now merging with AOL, for example. AOL, right? So AOL already has primary site, and Yahoo already has a primary site. This primary is managing all the devices in Yahoo. This primary site is managing all the devices in AOL, and both these companies are now merged together. But the management, they don't want to mix the primary site. They want to keep them separate. AOL will be managing the devices in AOL. Yahoo will be managing the devices in Yahoo. I mean the primary site of Yahoo and the primary site of AOL. So we will install one central administration site to merge them together. Okay, central to merge them together. So Yahoo will report to this. AOL primary site will report to this. Okay, like this. No matter, irrespective of the size of the um, number of devices. For example, total, let's say it has only 5,000 and it has only 5,000 or 2,000. Only 10,000 devices are there. One primary site is sufficient to manage all the devices in Yahoo and AOL both. But management decided no, don't keep merge them together. Mix them together. Let AOL primary site manage AOL devices. Let Yahoo primary site manage Yahoo devices.
Yeah.
But both will be merged together with a central administration site. Okay. So that is also one of the architecture. Now all these sites have a database. Secondary has a database. Primary needs a database. Central needs a database. So all of them needs a database to store the data. Okay, they have to store the data, right? So once the data is stored, the secondary will send the data, whatever the data it has stored, it will send it to primary. Primary will store them. And primary, if primary has a central, suppose if central administration site is there, then primary will send the data to central administration site database. So it goes from downward to upward.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah.
From bottom to the top. Okay. Then we have site roles. We will talk about these roles later on. What all these site roles? These are the components of SCCM. So one by one, we will talk about these roles. Okay. Later on. Now we will discuss about site and features and functionalities of SCCM. What is your understanding about SCCM? What do you think? What is SCCM? What all things SCCM can do? Can you tell me?
Okay. One of the things that SCCM can do, or one of the main things, is you bundle software packages to be pushed out to laptops. So basically deployment, for deploying applications,
right.
operating systems. Yeah.
This one, right? What else?
Let me see.
Any idea?
So deployment. I'm trying to think what else can, but I actually know off my head. So yeah, hardware inventory.
So yeah, so
that's the main things,
SCCM can do hardware and software inventory. So let's say you have thousands and thousands of devices. Some devices are located in London, some devices in Paris, some devices are in India, some devices are in New York. So you need to know the hardware of those devices, like how many computers are Dell computer, what is the RAM configuration, hardware processor configuration, the hard disk, right? So SCCM will give you those data from all the computers. It will scan the machine and you will have those information in the database. Asset intelligence is to capture, manage the license plus for the inventory of the software, categorization of software. So there are n number of software, right? So it can help you to categorize those software. Okay. Software metering. It will help you to monitor the utilization of any software. For example, I need to know how many people are using VLC media player in the month of April. So we'll get the data that how many people used VLC Media Player, how many people used Adobe Acrobat, how many people used Microsoft Office application. So I'll get the data on monthly basis. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the one which you said application deployment is this one. You can manage deployment of application. If you have to deploy application on one machine or thousands and thousands of machine, you can package it and upload it to SCCM and send it to the devices. Okay. Updates, you can manage, you can deploy updates. Like Microsoft is releasing updates on every second Tuesday, right? Every second Tuesday of the month. Every month on second Tuesday, they are releasing updates. So you must update your devices, because if you don't do that, your devices are vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So you, instead of you asking your users to update yourself, you can push the update to all the devices, and the devices will get updated and they will be compliant against the baseline. Okay. So you can also deploy operating system like Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows
right.
operating system. You can also deploy that. Content management, you can manage contents to find out you can manage the content. These are the contents, right? You can manage them through SCCM. Compliance setting, you can find out how many computers are compliant and non-compliant against a baseline, right? You can find out, you can deploy power policy. Let's say after 7 o'clock, I would like to turn off all the monitors. Okay. After 7 o'clock, I would like to turn off all the machines. Okay. You can do power management. Client health, you can find out the status of the client, how many computers are having healthy client, how many computers have unhealthy client. Endpoint protection, you can manage Windows Defender through SCCM on the devices on Windows 10 machines. Mobile device management, you can manage Windows, you can manage this one, mobile devices like iOS, iPhone, okay, Android through Intune. Okay. Role based administration, in SCCM there are multiple roles. Like if you are good with application deployment, I'll give you application deployment role. If you are good with the software update deployment, I'll give you software update deployment role. So based on your expertise, we have multiple roles available. Okay.
Okay.
Remote management, you can remote into user's computer. User can share the computer screen, just like I am sharing my screen with you. You can also ask user to share the screen through SCCM. In reporting, you have you have multiple options like Excel, CSV, multiple formats for reporting. Monitoring, to monitor SCCM site and site components. Okay, understood? These are
Yep.
some of the basic functionalities of SCCM. There are many more, but these are the basic ones. Okay.
Okay.
When you install SCCM, you can expect all these functionalities you will get. Okay. Now, one other thing is I do not believe in just theory knowledge. Okay, because I myself cannot learn until I do the practical.
That's
Right.
right. I'm the same.
So what I do is whenever I do the session, I do theory plus practical both. Okay, and mostly practical oriented. So because when you go in the actual job profile, when you start working on SCCM, then you will be confident enough to handle the requirements, right? So in order to set up SCCM lab, we will do the lab setup on either local laptop or Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center. Now, for you to set up your local lab, SCCM local lab, like on VMware or Hyper-V or Oracle VirtualBox, you need to have on your laptop, you need to have 12 gigabyte of RAM minimum configuration, quad core processor like i5, i7 or AMD processor, right? A 300 GB of free If you have SSD, then it is well and good. At least 300 free GB, 300 GB free disk space. If you have this configuration of your laptop minimum, then we can set up the whole SCCM lab on your laptop, okay, or desktop, whatever you have. If not, for example, you don't have this configuration, then you need to create, give me 1 minute. Okay, so you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't have this thing, the local lab, then local lab configuration, then what you can do, you can create your Azure subscription.
Okay.
Okay.
Do that.
You can create Azure subscription. 30 days free trial it gives. Okay, if you have not created before, it gives 30 days free trial. Okay, so
Okay.
one minimum, I mean, you need one computer to connect to all the virtual machines. So we'll create virtual machines in Azure. Okay, and we'll connect to the virtual machine, okay, from laptop. So that is how we will set up our lab, okay, for SCCM.
Okay.
Understood?
Yep. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, that's not so.
So in the lab setup, we will have computers like this. Understood?
Domain controller, SCCM primary site server, SQL database, client computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Four different
Elements.
machines will be there. So either you set it up on local. I'll show you how you can set it up on local. This is my laptop. So I have VMware. Okay. So I have a domain server, database server, SCCM PS server, and client machine. 4 different machine. All of them are on the same network. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
Or if you cannot do it on your laptop, then you have to do it on your on the Azure.
Virtual. Yeah.
Any question?
Not yet, not just yet. But what I'm going to do later on, I'm going to see if I can get this installed on a PC that I've got. And if not, then I'm going to do the
No,
virtual.
what you have to do, you have to check the configuration of the computer where you are going to do. What is the configuration? And you tell me, you let me know. I'll guide you then whether it is possible or not.
Okay. All right. I'll have to get it. Okay. It's not with me right now, but I'll get it. But I'll leave it for now. Okay.
Yeah, because you have to have a computer, then only you will be able to do practical. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to understand.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So you let me know today whether you are going to do on local or Azure. Okay.
Okay.
Any question before we wrap it up?
No, that's okay.
Okay. So you also need to make payment so that
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say to you as well. Can you
I will
receive
send you
payment
the
through PayPal?
yes, but you will
You
have
can.
to send payment in US dollar, not in UK pound. because then I will have two currency conversion charge from pound to US dollar and then dollar to
Yeah,
here.
that's right, to make the difference. So yeah, so okay, I see what you mean then. So in English pounds, how much? Remember how much was the session, the training
I'll,
session?
I'll I'll calculate and give it to you. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Fine. I hope the session was informative, and I'll send you the recording. You can
hmm
download that recording. Okay. Thank you.
brilliant. And you know the notes, could you email them as well?
Which one?
You know these notes that you're using, the slides. Is it possible to receive the
Yeah,
PowerPoint
yeah, yeah.
presentations? Yeah.
I'll share. Share. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay, brilliant. That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, that'd be great. Brilliant. And then I'll continue going over this. So what do you want to do? Do you want to meet up again tomorrow at this time in the morning?
Yeah. I was just checking the chat. So we contacted each other on 2018
That's
after 3 years.
correct. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Fine.
been something I always wanted to do. Yeah, it's true. I always said I'd come back.
Right.
So I said, yeah.
Right. Okay. No worries. Thank you. Bye.
All right then.